Elisa here, and this is commentary for Dr. Puppet Episode 5.
And Scott here. I'm the composer and narrator for Dr. Puppet, and you're listening to my, many of me singing in harmony on the end of Sharda by the Pharos Project here, as I'm also about to tell you with my other voice, which is also on the episode.
So meta, Scott. Too many Scots.
There's always the stupid joke that Scott Ampleford plays everyone in Dr. Puppet.
In this episode especially, because this is the only time you're the non-narrator voice. That's another voice who's also narrating, but it's not the narrator.
Yeah.
And that I originally for this episode, because this is the 80s episode, and my original idea was just to have London, 1986, as on-screen text to introduce the audience, but you had a better idea.
Well, I figure we'd already made the decision to start grouping Doctors by decade and then making decade-like episodes. And of course, as you say, this is the 80s episode, so all the music was going to be 80s. So it kind of made more sense to just do something very 80s and people can go,
show,
oh,
don't
it's
tell.
the 80s. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you were like, okay, write me some 80s music, and I wrote 3 full-length songs.
There's an entire EP which can be purchased. Link in the description.
Oh, that's a nice plug. That's a very nice plug.
Anytime.
That's a very nice cake.
Isn't it? So let's talk about the pastries in this bakery. So this was a Dr. Puppet episode that came out the week of the 50th anniversary special, which is why I decided to set it in a bakery. It's just so we could have cakes and make it very celebratory, and that is one of the reasons you see all of the fairy cakes that represent the different doctors. It's mostly as a representation of the celebration of the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. It's kind of just an excuse to have that. And Rachel made all of those baked goods, and they look tasty enough to eat.
They do.
They're made
Even
of clay.
when you see them in person.
Oh, they're
'cause
incredible.
I've got some of those. You sent me some.
They're so good. Look at the little tarts. Those are my favorite.
I
little
love
fruits.
the
Look at the strawberry
the
shortcake.
croissants.
The croissants. It's just so good. Too many doctors in this episode. They just keep coming.
They do.
It's funny.
And so does that synthesizer.
What synthesizer is that, Scott?
This is the Yamaha DX7, which I'm fairly certain the BBC had in the radiophonic workshop. It's an FM synthesizer, and basically everything in this episode is the DX7. I love that bass sound at the bottom. It's
very appropriate.
It's very...
Oh no, poor doctor.
Yeah.
The reason the light, we see it from the outside the building and not, because I don't know how it would have gone through the roof. So I kind of...
Cheated.
Give up. That's one of my most favorite visual jokes in this whole thing.
And that one's mine. Click. Off goes the score on the radio. That's my favourite little gag.
Oh, poor Clara. This Clara Echo had a pretty bad day.
She has had a terrible
I'm so
day.
sorry to that Clara.
Yeah. Split herself throughout Simon's space to save the Doctor's life, and 3 of them come in and wreck her bakery while the 4th watches, essentially.
Oh, Clara.
Yeah.
Well, we're sorry. And there we are. Happy 50th Doctor Who.
Happy birthday, Doctor Who. Yeah.
Which cupcake would you eat?
That's got to be the 4th one. Look at all that frosting.
That looks delicious.
What about you?
First or second, because they're black and white, so they're probably Earl Grey tea flavored or something.
Oh yeah, like bergamot. Something like that.
Delicious. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching.
And thank you for listening.